A1 for Stars Game. We out here making Madden moves. Go shoot us a follow at SoCal_esports. We're going to take a little Madden 21 spread O coaching. The transition. The transition is now. Okay. Mic check. We are in the spread offense right now. I'm going to break it down. And I'm not going to just break down a bunch of stuff. I'm going to break down a couple things leading up to Madden 21. We're going to start off with Y-off trips. I'm not going to be calling any plays. I'm going to be just helping you understand play coaching, play style coaching, what to do, why to do it. Because this is going to be our bread and butter throughout the whole entire year. This is what we're rocking with. We're not changing. We're not going to Baltimore's. We may look at New England's. But I want to be repetitive with my playbook and know just like every single year when I'm playing that I know I'm going to have a specific playbook and I don't necessarily have to worry about adjustments. The fact that if you're running the spread, you can be running this offense probably for the next 10 years. It's not going to change in Madden how you see other playbooks alter. This playbook is based off of Chip Kelly's offense when he entered the NFL, which he brought from the Philadelphia Eagles. And a lot of people were kind of hyped on it, like, okay, how's Madden going to implement this? I know I was, so it was definitely unique to see them keep it in here. So, yeah, shout out to EA for that. But let's just talk one of my trips. Off trips. Make sure you get the off because it's an offset. When you look at plays like this, like, okay, you always got to think, okay, quarterback, do I have a fast guy? Do I have a guy like Mahomes? So let's just take Lamar, let's just take Patrick Mahomes, because that's what a lot of people are going to use for this offense. Okay, so when you're calling plays, you got to think to yourself, okay, what's going to work here? Like, you look at inside zone split, PA slide. PA slide always isn't the best play to call. The pass routes are pretty good, but it's not always the best play to call against competition because of how the play action is set up. Now, for Madden 21, it's going to be a little bit different. The play action is going to be a lot smoother, so I do suggest you guys get into practice mode with that ASAP and start working on that play action pass because things have changed inside this offense. It's going to run a lot more smoother from the beta from what I've seen. Read option, Y read, that's always been a smooth play to utilize with either like a decent quarterback or a quarterback that somewhat can be stationary. It doesn't matter, but you rather obviously want to run it for speed. Outside zone is a killer play right here. Outside zone is a killer play in gun wide off trips week. Outside zone, basically, I mean, for next year, it's going to be filthy. It was pretty good for me inside the beta. I was able to get outside of guys. It was a mix-up because people aren't necessarily used to tackling it, and with the user being kind of slacking how it was, it takes a little bit more effort for them to kind of come down and make plays. Posts and crosses are definitely plays you want to have inside your play calling. And remember, you guys, the reason I'm going through this because I don't see the point right now putting no content out about gameplay. I know usually I put a lot of content out about like practice mode and getting like schemes in for y'all, but like this playbook's not changing. This is what it is. So why not start now and start getting used to the concepts? Post and cross, if I'm helping you guys out, that's something you guys might want to run to the short side of the field. You can kind of move it around to different sides of the field. The middle of the field, it probably works way better because you got the whole entire field to work with. So if I'm calling play, definitely in the middle. Y stick up top. Definitely give your guys some space to get outside and outs. If you got a whole football field, make sure you're using it to cause your users to have issues. Strong flood. Strong flood's the type of play that you want to run to the field. So if you're on the left hash and you're to the left hash, you want to make sure you have the trips to the right hash in order to give your receivers the right type of spacing so you can complete those routes. And then you always got in mind that, okay, like if no one's open to the flood, I have match protection with the running back blocking, the tight end blocking. I can always go backside and hit the dig route on that. Always make sure your protection is set up. Wide counter, I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm going to have to lab it out a little bit coming into next year. Just a little bit, not a lot. So, yeah, I mean, you can try it, but it's just kind of like against better players, it's not necessarily effective. They kind of pick up on that fast. But I'd like to say labs up before you just go ahead and say, I can't do it. HP screen, I'm just going to say use it. It's going to cause a lot of havoc next year. A lot of guys are going to have to defend it. The screen is lethal in Madden 21. From the beta. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky and a little bit kind of like, I call it cute. Motion HP screens always been a smooth play for me because the fact that you just don't know what's going. And then the fact that you can also mix in motion Z spot. Also found a really lethal money play inside this game with the motion pump and go. On that, you want to make sure that you're like maximizing your blocking inside the box with the tight end and running back. Having that left side receiver running a comeback route and then having that deep post come across the middle field, have their fastest guy there. That's be like your deep shot formation. You always want to make sure you're mixing in the HB swing with the motion Z spot when you're running like gun trips, like swing, things like that. Make sure you're utilizing this because this is a part of the spread and how things kind of work. 4 verts. This is the last one right here. 4 verts is lethal. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. 4 verts is not lethal for me. It's a time. There's a time and place where you can catch guys off guard and you can run it and have deep post. If they just make him run a deep post like in the middle field, I think this would be a lot more effective. But they don't. So it's kind of like 50-50. Like I don't know if he's always gonna make the right route, but if he does, that deep post can cause a lot of issues, especially in cover 2. Curls, you want to make sure you're either running to either side of the field. Honestly, you can I'd rather run it inside the middle of the field. It gives you, 4 different options. You can't blitz it because you got the tight end and running back. So you really, this is kind of like if I need to get the ball off quick, you think pressure is coming, hit a curl route, okay? Have these guys come right underneath as they come down and blitz. You're going to get it right underneath them to get that curl done. You can run that from anywhere in the field. High-low dig's a good play too as well. That dig is filthy. You also want to have that comeback, that zig route in the slot receiver in the bottom right hand of the corner. You want to make sure you have that zig route going to the field side the majority of the time. If it's something like short yardage, then it doesn't necessarily matter. But if they have more than enough guys to cover, like if they have 2 for 3, in regards to like 2 DBs covering 3 receivers, then you want to kind of hit that thing to the field. But if you got some spacing out there and they got numbers, it's okay. You got spacing, but spacing, not a lot of spacing and numbers creates turnovers. Be mindful of that. I'm not going to go into detail a lot, but this is pretty much This is why off trips week in the spread playbook. It's literally identical. I mean, word play for play calling like. So start practicing now. Start getting comfortable with this type of stuff. I can't wait. I hope you guys can't wait either. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Yeah, man. Hit a subscribe, share. Your boy Win is out. Sports, man. Shoot us a follow. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys for tuning in.